So one bullshit accusation that's often leveled at vegans is that we care more about animals than humans, or that we hate other humans. So do vegans hate humans? Here's one vegan's answer to that question. Animal activist Gary Yourofsky.
I'm a misanthrope. I hate all human beings. All humans are a psychotic scourge to this planet. Whites, blacks, men, women, heterosexuals, homosexuals, Republicans, Democrats. Shit, I even hate vegans. But I remain a vegan activist because vegans cause the least amount of harm to the animals and the entire planet.
So there you go. Vegans do hate humans. But hang on a minute. Doesn't Gary Yourofsky have a wife? And I'm pretty sure he has some friends. Does he hate them too? Because if you're going to hate humans, you have to hate all humans, right? I'm going to bet that he doesn't hate his wife or his friends. So most vegans have a mum, a dad, a wife, a husband, a partner, friends and family who they love very much. So they clearly can't hate humans. What vegans do hate is the level of hypocrisy, discrimination, elitism, brutality, and apathy that is required for humans to use animals for food, clothing, entertainment, or experimentation. We hate the fact that despite spreading the message that killing animals is immoral, unbelievably damaging to our environment, and it also causes human suffering, that most people still want to come up with some pathetic excuse to carry on doing that. And why do vegans get accused of practicing hatred? We're the only ones who are not discriminating between one species and another. Practically all human beings on the planet right now practice some form of discrimination against other people. Whether it's sexism, racism, ageism, discrimination based on class, based on political beliefs, or based on religious beliefs, is going on every day by non-vegans. And yet those very same people criticize vegans for standing up for the oppressed. Vegans are people who are trying their best to opt out, to no longer support the worst form of oppression that's ever been practiced by humans, and that is speciesism. We cannot end hatred and discrimination whilst we are actively practicing hatred and discrimination towards other species of animals.
In some of your talks, you talk about speciesism being the first form of hatred that we teach children. And what do you say to the people who go on and reply to that with, saying there's far worse stuff, like people are getting raped and murdered and stuff like that, and say like we should deal with the human suffering before we worry about the animal suffering? How do you respond to those comments?
Well, they're missing my point completely. What I'm saying is that if you got rid of speciesism, you wouldn't have the rapes. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't have human suffering. You wouldn't have racism, sexism, heterosexism, anti-Semitism, classism. Again, if you teach a child growing up that a spider, a mouse, a chicken, weak, even insignificant beings in many ways, deserve their right to be free. When that child grows up and encounters different sizes, shapes, and colors of humans, how are they going to learn to hate? Because that's what it boils down to. Sizes, shapes, and colors. So if you teach peace from the beginning, you get rid of racism. So the root of all that hatred, the rapes, the tortures, the Holocaust that have been going on, not just to the Jews, the Armenians, and many other groups of people around the world, you got to attack the cancer at the root. And we've learned to kill and torture each other effectively because we practiced on the animals first. So I will say again, if you want to get rid of the human suffering, get rid of the animal suffering, because we've been trying to get rid of human suffering for thousands of years. No success, not even close. So how about we stop the old pattern and do something new? Get rid of the old, try something different. Try putting peace into your body instead of death and discrimination and torture and violence. Because that's what happens in a slaughterhouse. It's horrible. These animals are terrified. You make your body a walking graveyard of violence, and you wonder why we're a violent species? And people wonder why I say during my speech we're a sick, twisted mistake of a species. Look what we do to the animals, and then what we do to each other.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Share on social media and subscribe for more videos. Increase the peace. Be vegan.